Advantages of verbal communication. Verbal communication is simple and fast. You can express yourself freely and get a prompt response. It is an easier form of communication when you have to exchange ideas. You continually modify your communication in response to the other person's response. Disadvantages of verbal communication. Cultural disparities between the information's source and receiver are the most frequent drawback of verbal communication. The usage of different languages, the difficulty of grasping the other person's use of informal dialect, and the accent could all be contributing factors to these inconsistencies. Since verbal communication relies on words, if the wrong words are used, the meanings can occasionally become confused and difficult to understand. Written communication. It is an act of communicating through written words, just like when you send message by written mode or the information written in newspaper, books, etc. Advantages of written communication. It is a permanent record. It can be circulated easily. Suitable for future references. Disadvantages of written communication. It takes time to write documents. Once written, it is difficult to change. It requires good knowledge of language and grammar. Receiver can interpret it in the wrong way. Public speaking. The ability to communicate effectively and confidently with others, whether they are a group of people you already know or a large gathering of strangers, is referred to as public speaking skills. Speaking in front of a large group makes most people nervous. You can use the 3 P's, prepare, practice, perform, method to get over your fears and become a confident and effective speaker. These points are shown in the table below. Prepare. Think about your topic. Think about what your listeners need to know about the topic. Think about the best way to make your listeners understand your topic. Write what you plan to say. Practice. Practice by yourself first. Talk in front of a mirror. Talk in front of your family and friends and ask them what they think. Speak clearly, loudly, and at the right speed, neither very fast nor very slow. Perform. Take a few deep breaths if you are feeling nervous. Think about what you have prepared and start speaking confidently. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is the most commonly used communication medium in the world. Non-verbal communication occurs without using any oral or written words. Human communication goes beyond the words we choose to speak. We continually communicate through body language and non-verbal cues that support or substitute for spoken words, whether we are aware of it or not.
A person can become a more successful face-to-face communicator by being aware of the different types of nonverbal communication and
how they are communicated and received. Although no word is used in nonverbal communication, it can effectively communicate many human feelings more accurately than verbal methods of communication. Types of nonverbal communication: body language, eye contact, facial expressions, paralinguistics, gestures, posture and body orientation, space or proximity, touch. All the above and more such aspects constitute the non-verbal communication. Let us see how they are important. Importance of non-verbal communication. Most of our daily communication is done through the use of speech control, voice, tone, pauses, etc., and body language, face, arms, hand movements, etc. The graph below depicts the same. Body language. It refers to non-verbal communication that is expressed through the use of gestures, head movements and posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and touch. Eye contact. It is an important channel of interpersonal communication and helps regulate the flow of communication. It signals interest in others. Furthermore, eye contact with audiences increases the speaker's credibility. Facial expressions. The face plays a crucial role in communication. The face is often referred to as the index of the mind. It conveys several emotions and feelings, including happiness, love, fascination, sadness, discomfort, anger, confusion, joy, fear, hatred, surprise, and uncertainty. The mouth open, wide or closed. Eyelids raised or lowered. Nose wrinkled or relaxed. Cheeks pulled up or back. And forehead lowered or raised. All convey facial expressions. However, interpretations of facial expressions differ from culture to culture. Smiling is a powerful cue that transmits happiness, friendliness, warmth, liking, affiliation. Thus, if you smile more frequently, you will be perceived as more likable, friendly, warm, and approachable. Paralinguistics. The term paralinguistics refers to vocal technique. Factors like loudness, tone, and pitch of voice impact the smoothness of the discussion. When communicating verbally, how you express something is more important than what you say. Is your voice shaky? Do you speak too loudly when it's not necessary? We must monitor our paralinguistic skills. Speaking too fast may show excitement or nervousness. Speaking too slow may show seriousness, sadness, or making a point. Use a proper tone and volume while speaking. Maintain a moderate rate or speed of talking. Gestures. Gestures describe movements of parts of the body, especially hands or head, to express an idea or meaning. This includes waving, pointing, and using our hands when speaking. For example, raising a hand may mean asking a question. Biting nails show nervousness. Based on the situations, you can also tell something about a person's gestures and their role. Just as in the case with sign language, people tend to use specific movements during small talks and discussions. It is always better to use fewer gestures. Excessive gesticulation is useless, puzzling, and may confuse your conversation partner. Avoid pointing at people with your finger. Instead of keeping your hands in pocket while talking, try to keep your hands on the sides. Bend your head a little while talking or listening to show that you are paying attention.
Postures. Postures are positions of the body. They show our confidence and feelings.
For example, straight body posture is seen as confidence. Holding your head may be taken as tiredness. Keep your upper body relaxed and shoulders straight. Sit straight, rest hands and feet in relaxed position. Keep hands by your sides while standing. Space or proximity. When two individuals are speaking, the distance between them typically depends on how intimate or close they are. Depending on your relationship, which may be formal or informal, with the person you are speaking with, maintain appropriate space. Touch. We communicate a great deal through our touch, such as by shaking hands and patting each other on the back. For example, a firm handshake shows confidence. Sports coaches pat the backs of the players to encourage them. Shake hands firmly. Avoid other touch gestures such as stroking your hair, scratching your nose, tugging on your clothes, etc. during formal communication. Visual communication. Visual communication, which only uses visuals to deliver and understand messages, is another important form of communication. The primary advantage of this form of communication is that no special language is required to understand it. It is straightforward, simple to comprehend, and applicable everywhere. Table below shows some common types of visual communication. Examples of visual communication. Visual communication, exchanging information through images. Traffic symbol which communicates not to blow horn. Traffic lights red for stop, yellow for wait, and green for go. Sign for ladies and gents toilet. Sign showing railway crossing. Sign for flammable substances. Sign for slippery surface. Sign used to pause a video or audio file in smartphone or computer. Sign which communicates that the area is a no smoking zone. Sentence and parts of a sentence. When we talk in English, we use sentences to convey our thoughts. It is important to have a knowledge of vocabulary and grammar to write clear and meaningful sentences to be able to communicate clearly. A sentence is a group of words that conveys a complete thought. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, question mark, or exclamatory mark. Examples: Amit likes to play football. Which book do you like the most? What an amazing idea! Parts of a sentence. The basic parts of a sentence are the subject, the verb, and often but not always the object. The subject is usually a noun. The verb or predicate usually follows the subject and identifies an action or a state of being. An object receives the action and usually follows the verb. Let us understand this with the help of examples in the table given below. Sentence: subject, verb, object. Newton discovered the law of gravity. Subject: Newton. Verb: discovered. Object: the law of gravity. Sentence: she played the guitar. Subject: she. Verb: played. Object: the guitar. Sentence: Manya and Soham are friends. Subject: Manya and Soham. Verb: are. Object: friends. Types of objects. Objects are of two types, direct and indirect. Direct object. A noun or pronoun that receives the action directly is the direct object in the sentence. It answers the question, what? Direct objects mostly appear immediately after the verb and are the primary objects in the sentence. Example: My mother cooked pasta. Indirect object. An indirect object is a noun or pronoun that is a secondary object. It can be identified by asking the question, whom? When there is an indirect object in a sentence, it is usually placed after the verb and before the direct object. Example: he lent his friend a pen. Writing skills, parts of speech. Parts of speech. Each word in the English language falls into one of the 8 categories for parts of speech. The term part of speech describes the function a word performs in a sentence, including both its grammatical structure and its meaning. The English language has 8 basic parts of speech: nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjunctions. Let us study them with the help of the table given below. Parts of speech, function, example sentences, example words. Noun. A noun is a word that refers to a specific person, place, idea, or thing. Basically, whether you are referring to a stadium, Delhi, MS Dhoni, or honesty, everything that names a thing is a noun. Ravi is an honest man. Who is the leader of this team? We must follow discipline at work. India, Mohit, Kanchenjunga, elephant, perseverance, football. Pronoun. Pronouns are words you use to replace specific nouns when the reader or listener already knows which specific noun you are referring to. Rima is a good girl. She is always polite. Ram is going to Dubai. He is visiting his friends there. They have invited him. I, we, us, he, she, it, they, him, her, them, myself, himself, herself, themselves, etc. Verb. A verb is a word that describes the state of a person or thing, what a person or thing does, or what has been done to a person or thing. The vegetables are fresh, state of being. He is playing football, action. The gate was locked by the watchman, action. Walk, run, play, cry, like, is, are, am, was, were, has, have, had, etc. Adjective. An adjective is a word that describes the quality of a noun. It is also called a describing word. My uncle has a beautiful home in Assam. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. Pretty, exciting, huge, boring, interesting, fair, amazing, etc. Adverb. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or even a whole sentence. Harish is driving carelessly. I am very excited about my new job. Nicely, soon, inside, almost, every day, where, etc. Preposition. A preposition is a word that joins noun, pronouns, or phrases to other words in a sentence. It is used to show the relationship between two entities in a sentence in terms of place, time, direction, etc. You should feel sorry for being late. The clothes in the cupboard are arranged neatly. Someone knocked at the door. About, at, down, for, of, with, in, out, within, beyond, across, etc. Conjunction. A conjunction is a word that joins words, clauses, phrases, or sentences. Do you want an ice cream or a chocolate? They rushed to hospital, but they were late. Neither Rohan nor Rohit can sing. And, or, so, but, though, although, for, because, yet, etc. Interjection. An interjection is a word used to express a strong feeling or sudden emotion. Ouch! That is really sharp. Alas, she is no more. Hooray! We won the contest. Wow, hey, oh, phew, etc. Use of articles. Articles are words that identify a noun as being specific or unspecific and are generally used before nouns. The words a, n, and the are known as articles. A and n are indefinite articles used for non-specific nouns. An is used before words with a vowel a-e-i-o-u sound, while a is used before nouns with a consonant sound,
All other letters of alphabet.
Example, the boy is wearing a new hat. My father is an honest man. The is used to refer to specific or particular words. Example, this is the tiffin that your mother has sent. The Gita is a holy book. The sun shines brightly in the east.